All right, let's do this. I am not sure. Okay, so I believe that I have started putting stuff together. I do want to state in the world in the map that I have where it's for non-stream, that one is that one I have so much more progress done in this one. Like, I've already filled out all of like the healing stuff, and I finished up on healing factor. So yeah. I woke up this morning with breath in my lungs and thanked the Lord. Which, if there's any advice that I should give, is you should probably do that. You should. I know, and once again, I know a lot of people are like, "Oh, why is he telling us to do this stuff? He's just trying to force religion on us." I'm not trying to force anything on you. You don't want to do it, you don't have to. I'm just saying, give it a try. Give it a try of just letting God take care of you. Let God take the wheel. Let Jesus take the wheel. Let Jesus take care of your life. Give your life to him. Try that. And things are not, and I want to tell you this right now. I know that people are going to be like, okay, look, I've tried, but nothing happened. Well, how long did you do it for? Because I can assure you it's not going to happen immediately. It's not always going to happen immediately. You pray for something, that prayer is not always going to be answered right then and there. A yes from God blesses you. No from God protects you. A wait prepares you. Okay, so I did get this stuff done. Okay, so just gonna do that. So how far ahead am I? Well, I have a whole bunch of stuff in here, and I know how to cook, and I know how to cook grilled meat. So that's how far I am. Let me just put some stuff away. I'm selling that. Head to routing point. I'm keeping this. I have guns. That's the next thing. That's the other thing. I'm keeping this. I'm gonna put that away. Put that away. Put that away. I'm putting this, and this away. All right. That's another thing. That's the other thing that I've got. Actually, how much is it to make a pipe pistol? If I find pipes, then that'll be great. That'll be just fine. Oh yeah, I need to put a thing there. I also need to get more lock picks. Hope I can find those. How far away is the trader from here? Where is the trader? Oh, he's over here. What? Is he at the rally point? What? Oh, it's better supplies. Did I already get stuff that's in here? Yes, I did. Oh, another thing. I have better arrows than these, so there's that. I know there are people that are, like, scared to... That they're like, I want to... They're probably like, I want to turn to the Lord, but I'm scared because he might... Because I don't want to, like, be turned down. I don't want to be, like, told, I told you so. Or I don't want to be told, like, be ridiculed for it. It's like... There's a parable in the Bible that I like to think that touches upon something like this. I've mentioned this parable before. It's I think it's called The Prodigal Son. And what happens is that there's this man, rich man, who has all this land. Has all this land, has 2 kids, has all this livestock, has servants. He has everything. One day, his younger son comes to him and says, "Father, I want my inheritance right now." This was a bit of an insult because back then saying that, I think even now saying that, was almost the equivalent of saying, "I hope you die early," because you get your inheritance from your parents early. I mean, after they died, right? Right? Well, the dad thinks about this and says, "Sure, yeah, you know what, here, have your inheritance." And he gives him his inheritance. He gives his son the inheritance. And the son takes the inheritance and he takes the money, and the next day he goes into the city. He goes into the city and he starts spending the money. He spends the money. But after a bit, the money runs out. The money runs out, and he no longer has any money. He's not able to pay for any more food. And sure enough, a famine comes in, where there's not a lot of food. And he grows hungry. And because of this, he goes and convinces some people to hire him. But because of the famine and because of all this, he doesn't get paid a lot. And he ends up going really hungry, to the point where the food that he feeds the pigs looks appetizing to him. And this goes on for a bit. And one day he just says to himself, "Even the servants at my father's house had food to eat. I will go back to my father and ask him to hire me as a servant." And so he goes back. And in the distance, when he's going back, in the distance, his father sees him coming back. And his dad goes up to him, and the son says to him, "Father, I have sinned against you and against God. I have disrespected you and am not worthy to be your son. Please, just allow me to be a servant and I will work for you." Because he believes that he thinks that his dad's going to be mad at him. He thinks that his dad's going to be like, "Son, you have disrespected me. You have left me. No, you do not deserve to be here in my house." And he believes that, and that's why he says, I'm not worthy to be in your house. Please treat me like one of your servants, at least." And his dad looks at his son, and turns to one of his servants and says, "My son has returned. Go fetch bring him the finest. Go and fetch and bring him the finest linen clothing, and bring him a ring to put on his finger. Find the fattest calf, and kill it, and serve it, for we shall celebrate. For my son has returned. He was once lost and has been found. He was once dead and now is alive, and now we shall celebrate." And so it is done. And the celebration commenced. And the older son heard the commotion. He asked one of the servants, "What's going on?" And the servant said, "Your brother has returned and we are celebrating." And the brother becomes really mad. And the dad comes out and asks, "What's wrong?" And the older son says, "Father, I have stayed with you all these years, and not once whenever you told me to do something did I ever question it. I did exactly what you want. And not one time did you ever give me a celebration like this." And the dad looked at him and said, "Son, truly you have been faithful to me all these years, and everything that I have is yours. But your brother has returned. He was once lost and now has been found. He was once dead and now is alive. And therefore we shall celebrate."
If you want some fan, I'd shake your hand, but I bet you got dysentery, the way you smell. You got money this time, or you just here to piss me off?
And so they celebrated because the son came back. And that's one of the stories in the Bible that I actually really like, because it really shows that, because much like that, God will accept you back. When you have left him, you may have disrespected him, but you when you go back to him in humility, and he will want to celebrate.
All that gawking at goods, and that's all you buy?
There's another parable that Jesus says, and he says,
"Hey, jerk, it's a deal. Disappoint me,
and he says to the shepherd will have 100 sheep. A shepherd will have 100 sheep. One of the sheep will go missing, will run away. Will he not go and look for that sheep? The answer is yes, but he will abandon the 99. Yes, well, he needs to find his sheep. Well, he finds his, and he looks high and low, and he finds the sheep, and he comes back. What does he say? And will he not say, "Rejoice in me, for I have found my lost sheep"? Much like this, all of heaven will rejoice when one sinner repents over the 99 righteous people who need no repentance. If you think that God's gonna be mad at you, just know he's not mad at you. He's mad about you. He loves you. You go to him. And he will rejoice. He will rejoice. For much like to a shepherd, you are a sheep to him, and he will be so glad to have you come back to him. God's not mad at you. He's mad about you. He loves you. He never promised that life would be easy. All right? Life is, you know, something I made a short about this a while ago, and some people actually seem to be glad that I said this. But here's the thing. You don't suck at life. Life is genuinely, difficult. Life generally is difficult, okay? God never promised that you would have an easy life, but he did promise that he would be with you through it. There's a verse in the Bible where there's a giant storm. And the disciples are freaking out because, well, they're in a giant storm. They might die. And where's Jesus in all this? Well, they look and they see that Jesus is just sleeping. And they turn to him, and they don't give him a fancy prayer, and they wake him up. They turn to him and say, "Jesus, do you not care about us? There is a storm. We might die." And Jesus gets up and turns to the storm and says, "Peace, be still." And then a great calm came over. Jesus looks to the disciples and says, "Why are you worried? Do you still have no faith?" And at first, like, when you first hear the story, you think to yourself, like, some of you are probably hearing this story for the first time right now, and you're probably thinking to yourself, "Well, how you doing, man?" "Doing good." But some of you might hear that story and may think to yourself, well, they were in a storm. Obviously, they would be freaking out. But here's the thing. The reason why Jesus was sleeping was because he knew that his life was in God's hands. He knew that God was holding everything together. So he knew that he would be fine. That's why he wasn't freaking out. And I think that that's something that we all need to think about, is that sometimes we feel scared. Sometimes we feel like that things are falling apart. But just know that you may be going through a storm right now, but God will be with you. And so long as God is with you, your boat is not gonna sink. You really just woke up out of bed and rebuked the storm. Yeah, basically, yeah. But that's a beautiful thing about it, and I completely forgot to find the supplies. Oh, they're over here. And there's a lot of times where it's like that. Like, for example, earlier in the Bible, there's another instance where someone
Hey, that's pretty good.
Thanks for the follow. There's another instance in the Bible where a guy is able to sleep in a bad circumstance because he trusts God, and it's actually in the book of Daniel in the lion's den. I don't remember the name of the king at the time, but but the story goes is that the king really liked Daniel, and the officials and the wise men didn't really like the fact that Daniel was liked more than they were. And so they wanted to find like something that they want to find a reason for Daniel to be thrown into prison, but they couldn't find any fault on him. And so they went to the king and told him, hey, we have this new law that we would like you to put on, because we noticed that there are some people who really do not see how great you are. So why don't you pass this law that says that everyone should bow to and pray to you and no one else? And if they disobey this law, they shall be thrown into the lion's den. And the king didn't really think much about this. He thought, okay, well, people should see how great I am. Okay, yeah, sure. Let's put this as a law. And so it is done. The law is put into motion. And Daniel hears about this, but he still is like, no, I'm still gonna pray to God. I'm still gonna pray to God. I don't care what happens to me. I'm still gonna pray to him. And people find out that Daniel is praying to him. Daniel is praying to him. Oh no, these are Raider boots. That means that these are better than. And so they take Daniel and they take him into custody. And King Denarius, that's his name. King Denarius finds out about this, and he tries everything in his power, and he realizes what he has done. He's like, oh no, wait, this was a horrible idea. This is not, we shouldn't, I didn't realize that this is what would happen. And he tries to do everything in his power to stop this from happening. But even he knows that since he passed this law, and I know what you're thinking, wait, he's the king. Could he take down this law? Well, here's the thing. At the time, they had an agreement with the Persians where they could not take down the law, take down whatever law was put up, lest the Persians get mad. So he couldn't really take down this law. And so, but he tried everything in his power to take down this law, but he couldn't. And he tried everything in his power to stop Daniel from being thrown into the lion's den, but he couldn't. And so when Daniel was being taken to the lion's den, King Denarius said that he was sorry and told him, may the God that you serve protect you. And Daniel was thrown into the lion's den. That night, King Denarius could not sleep, nor could he drink, nor could he eat. He fasted the entire night. He was scared. He realized that he just sentenced his best friend to death. And when the sun rises, he rushes down to the lion's den rushes all the way down to the lion's den, orders the stone to be taken away for the lion's den to be opened, and it's taken away. And he yells into the lion's den, Daniel, did the God that you serve protect you? There's a little bit of a silence for a bit, and he thinks, oh no. My best friend has just died. I sentenced him to death. But then he hears from the lion's den, yes, my king. The God that I served has sent his angels down to close the mouth of the lion. King Daenerys was so joyful about this that he ordered Daniel to come out, and decided, you know what? No, I don't care what what is said. I'm taking down this law. No more worshiping me. Everyone, a new law. Everyone shall worship the God that Daniel serves. And then he orders that the men who came up with the law before to be that conspired against Daniel to be thrown into the lion's den. And that's something that I find that's great, is that even in a lion's den, Daniel still prayed to God. And there's actually an instance in that book earlier, I think it's like chapter 3, Meshach, what were their names? Hold on, I got this. Hold on, I have the Bible with me. Hold on. Where is it? Meshach, Rahab, and Abednego, right? I think. That's Matthew. Hold on, I went too far. That's Isaiah. Anyway, the point is there were these three guys, three wise men as well, who worshipped God, and this was also in the book of Daniel, but this was earlier when I did not take the supplies. This was earlier in the Bible and earlier in the book, or in the same exact book, where there's this king. His name is Nebuchadnezzar. And I just want to say that I'm gonna say his name, but just know I'm scared. Every single time I say his name, I think I'm about to say. It feels like that people are about to think I'm about to say the N-word. Anyway, King Nebuchadnezzar makes this giant statue of gold, and thinks to himself, "This is a great statue. Everyone should." Everyone, and decides to make a law that says that everyone should bow down to it when the trumpets and all the instruments start playing. When they hear the music, everyone shall bow down to the statue and worship it, and whoever doesn't will be thrown into a blazing fiery furnace.
Listen, you son of a bitch.
Now there's these three guys, three wise men, Meshach, Rahab, and Abednego. There's a good chance that I'm not remembering correctly. Hold on. Find 10% more silver, gold, and diamonds when looting. Yeah, I'll take that. And
take a look at the shit
and when the trumpets and all the instruments sound, everyone bows down to this golden idol, except for these three guys. Except for these three wise men. I'm just gonna refer to them as the three wise men because there's a good chance I'm not remembering their names correctly. So except for these three wise men, they don't bow down. They continue praying to their God. So the king's advisors come to him and say, everyone has bowed down to your golden idol, like you said. However, it appears that there are three men who refuse to bow down. And the king is outraged by this. He's mad and orders them to be brought to him. And so they're brought to him, and he says to them, okay, look, I'm going to give you one more chance. And if you don't bow down to it, if you do not bow down to this golden statue, I'm throwing you into the furnace. And he says, I'm throwing you into the furnace. And then what God will save you then? To which they say, yeah, we will not bow down to your golden idol. Our God that we serve will save us, and even if he doesn't, we will still worship him. That's gotta be one of the most fire lines in the Bible. Like, you go, we will worship our God and he will save us, and even if he doesn't, we're still gonna worship him. We will still follow him, even to death. These guys are faithful to God. King Nebuchadnezzar is so outraged by this that he decides that he orders the furnace to be be 7 times hotter than it normally is. And this happens so quickly that when they throw the men into the fire kills the guys that threw them in there because of how hot and how quick this happened. But then King Nebuchadnezzar looks inside of the furnace, and he says to his advisors, did we not throw 3 people in there? And they say, yes, King, we have. Then he tells them, well, I see a 4th person in there, and he looks like the son of a god. And then he yells out to the fire, yells out to them, Meshach, Rahab, and Abednego, come out. And they walk out, completely untouched by the fire. King Nebuchadnezzar falls to his face and says, truly your God is a God among all gods. And he passes a decree saying that everyone should not worship their idol, but should worship the God that these three wise men worship. And that's another example of let God take care of your life. And it's one of the things where it's like, I'm over here where it's like, I want him to take care of my life. I want him to take care. But there's times where I still feel like that for some reason I'm resisting it. Like he's coming to me and being like, hey, it's okay. Let me take care. And I feel like that there's a certain, like, I'm resisting it for some reason. Like, I don't know why. Yeah. I shouldn't be.
Deal's done.
But for some reason I am, and I don't know why. Yeah, and I no longer want to resist it anymore. I want him to take care. And I feel like that's how it is with a lot of people. Is that they want to follow God, but they feel like it's hard to do because there's things that they feel like that they need to give up. Like, here's a good example of this is actually a conversation that I had with the Bible study group at one point. Like, I think this was about a month ago or a few months ago. We were over at like Whole Foods because, well, the normal place we go to, well, we weren't able to go to that day, so we decided to go to Whole Foods. And after we were done, we're sitting there and we're talking a bit about like what we've learned. And at one point, it's brought up that people will, like, they'll read the Bible and they'll read stuff and they'll be like, oh, I have to give up this stuff. And one of the things that they brought up was Ninja. You know, that Blevins, that guy? I only know his last name because that's all I've ever heard him be referred to other than Ninja. And they mentioned, and this is not me, okay? I want to make this very clear. Okay, and they mentioned that he was talking about and he was reading the Bible, and you can see the cogs turning in his brain about, oh, I might have to do I have to give all of this up if I want to follow God? But we started talking about it, and I mentioned, you don't have to give, like, because like streamers, like, we'll say streamers in general. Well, it's like, oh, I'm making all of this money. I'm extremely famous. I'm extremely rich. But then you look at it and like, do I have to give all of this up? I say, you don't have to give it up. You don't have to. Now, I know what people are saying. I can already hear the pitchforks and the torches. I can already hear that. Let me explain, okay? You don't necessarily have to give it up. You just don't have to hold it. You just should not hold it higher than God. You should not have it as your first priority. Have God as your first priority. You can still stream, still have this as a job, still play games and still have entertainment, but just don't hold it higher than God. Don't have it as your first priority. Yeah. A way how you can, ooh, actually I need this. a way how you can do this is use like your fame to help other people come to God. Like, use your fame to help other people come to God. Yes, thank you very much. I actually needed this. Thank you very much. This has no selling price, so I'm gonna scrap this. This, okay, there's nothing here. Okay. Well, oh, hello, friend. You don't have to give up. You don't have to give it all up. Just don't hold it at the highest. Do not hold it like as like high above everything else. Have God as your first priority. That's kind of what I'm doing here. Is I'm trying to spread the word of the Lord through streaming as well. I read the Bible at the end of, I want to say every stream, but that would be a lie. Most streams. I'm trying at the end of most streams. I should have bought some honey. How am I doing on Oh wait, I can make first aid bandages. Okay, great. But that's something I've realized that like people have a lot of trouble with, because they think that they have to give up everything. But I would say no, you don't have to give up everything. Just hold on. Just don't hold it like higher than, don't have it as your first priority. Have God as your first priority. Have him as like, hold him over all else. Oh, I forgot to sell some stuff. Oh no. Oh no. Well, I can't wait to get a can't wait to get a what's called a furnace. Okay, well, let's knock this out. But that's why I feel a lot of people, but the thing is, I feel like a lot of people, like, they think that, like, they don't want, they're scared to turn to God because they think that he's gonna look at them and be like, why'd you turn away from me, huh? Why'd you turn away? You didn't have to turn away. Yeah. Yeah. And now you're coming back to me? Yeah, like, I don't know if any of you guys have seen Smiling Friends, but, there's a scene, I haven't seen this episode, but there is a scene where, Frogman, I don't remember what his actual name is, but he goes back to his dad, and his dad gets mad at him and telling him, you left us and your mom died. Get out. I don't want to see you again. He or something along those lines. He gets mad, and I feel like that a lot of people think that that's what's going to happen when they turn to God. But as I state, as the parable of the prodigal son says, he's not going to be mad when you go to him. He's going to be happy. In fact, he's going to be happy that you came back to him. He wants you to come back to him, in fact. He's going to say, rejoice with me, for my lost sheep has been found. Do I have at least? I do not. Okay. Okay, well, I know where I'm finding next. But I think that I feel like that's what a lot of people think is going to happen. but God's not mad at you. You come to him and he's gonna be happy. He's gonna say, "Rejoice with me, for I found my lost sheep." He's gonna be happy. He sees your struggles. He sees your pain. He knows. He knows you're tired. He knows. All right? He knows how tired you are. And he may not take away your problems, but he will be with you through it. Think of Moses. Think of Moses and when he freed the Israelites and brought them out of Egypt. They were at the Red Sea. They were in between an ocean and and Pharaoh's army, the most powerful army in the entire nation at the time. Entire world at the time. The most powerful nation in the entire world. And God told Moses to raise his hands to the sea, raise the staff to the ocean. And Moses did, and God parts the Red Sea. Now, notice how he didn't get rid of the ocean. Notice how he didn't get rid of the Red Sea. He parted it. He made a way through. And much like that, God is not always going to get rid of your problems, but he will make a way through it. He will make a way through it. He never promised an easy life, but he did promise that he would be with us through it. Do I have healing factor? How am I doing, by the way, on this? Let's get 6 of them. How about that? Let's get 6 of them. Oh wait, he already knew I was here? There we go. I think that's something that we all should try. Is just let God take the wheel of our life. Okay, that's 2. What do we got in here? Please be a good gun. Nope. I know that somebody just heard that and thought that I said please let it be a good gun. I meant to say good gun. Sorry that my pronunciation doesn't work good. People, like, for example, people get weirded out when I say I like horror movies. They think I'm saying the word horror movies, but I just don't pronounce, but for some reason I don't pronounce the last "r" when I say horror. I don't know why. Thing is, very few people have caught that. They don't, but like one person has probably caught it. And I have to explain. Oh, hey, good. We got some good stuff. Okay, do we have any more zomboys in here? Yeah, what do we do? Friends? Friend! Okay, fine. Oh, hello, friend. Okay, I'm gonna get whatever's in here. You know, I'll take that. Let's repair this. And I'm gonna modify it by putting this on here. And this is gonna go for 20, but if I repair it, it now goes for 58. Air conditioner heater's on, I see. I'm scared of touching the heater because my dad told me that like everyone and the thing is everyone has like a different like how hot they want it. Where it might be cold for me, but it's gonna be extremely hot for my sister. And I'm over here like, okay, great. And I don't really want to deal with like the like arguments of no, it should be this. It's boiling in here. No, what are you talking about? It's freezing in here. Or anything like that. I don't want to deal with that. So, I guess yeah, I'm just gonna live like that. Okay, I'm hoping that I find some antibiotics. What do we got? Oh, I didn't check in there. Okay. I don't really want to deal with that. I already got that stuff. There we go. Okay, so I have to find the supplies, which I'm glad that I'm finding supplies now, because the supplies means okay, so I go into here. I'll have to find my way up there somehow. Okay, well, I need to find my way up now. Not sure how I'm gonna do that. Maybe I go over here. Could I start again somehow? Yes, I'm a mess with an S on my chest. Got stress filling up my head. I spent last night blowing up my life. Now you won't see me again. Cheers to the front and cheers to the back and cheers to the 2010s. I can hate my guts when the sun comes up, but I like myself like this. I like myself like... So this feels like it's a two-story, never mind. So maybe I need to find my way back to the back. Oh, you know, I really wish that I got oh wait. Yeah, so I need to get up there. Oh wait, hold on. I'm probably missing like the way I'm supposed to go. Yay, I can now make grilled meat and red tea. That's great. I like how like more shiny the tea looks now. I need to find my way up somehow. I'm gonna find my way up and I'm gonna feel dumb. Go. Maybe there's a way over on the over outside. There. Oh, we better be getting a lot of stuff from this. Anything up here? Perchance? Nope. Good. Okay, good. What we got? Hold on, maybe there's honey in here. Please let there be honey. Come on, honey, come on. Nope. Okay. That's fine. I'm pretty sure we can get some antibiotics back at the the trader. I just realized I have glass on me. I don't need that. Oh, I really hope that he gives me a forge as one of them. Wait, that means... Yes, I'm able to make the forge now. How much do I need for a forge? I can get that. I can get all that. Yeah, that's not that hard to get. Not too hard to get. Yeah, I can do that. Yeah, I can do that. If I can find a deer, that'll be great.
Great, here you go. Don't spend it all in one place.
Find 10% more dukes and cash in safes. Yes.
I'll sell you food, but don't expect me to cook it for you.
Oh no, wait, I need that actually.
Cha-ching!
Thanks, buddy. I need 10.
I sell to anyone, even morons like you. You cheap-ass son of a bitch. That's all you're gonna buy?
Take. There we go. Let's open this up a bit. Anything else? Nope. Well, our goal now is to now it's to what's it called? To get a forge. Now it's to get a forge. Let's go over to one of these houses. We'll find some nice stuff in here, in there. Some of the good stuff. But yeah, don't be scared to go to God. He's not gonna be mad at you. I don't know if any of you guys have ever seen like the learn emergency response driving skills to reduce collision damage in vehicles. Yeah, sure. Okay. Here we go. Let's Yes. Maybe tomorrow. Okay. Oh, we are? Oh no, I just didn't realize it was already tomorrow. Okay. Okay, well, it looks like I'm gonna be making some filler videos today. Okay. Today we're finding where the wild things are. Nobody knows what I'm referencing. I know for a fact there's an entire generation that doesn't not know what I'm talking about when I say where the wild things are. I don't even think most of the kids from my generation even knows. Except, actually, the only reason why they would know is because of the movie. Because the movie where the wild things are. I'm gonna make you blue. You will be brown. Because why not? Friends, come at me. Okay. Have you guys have seen the animated series? Well, it's like Chaotic Barbarian. I don't remember, but just the way he goes about everything makes sense. Well, it's true to his name, Chaotic Barbarian, but still. But there's this one where it's this one guy, and it's like a demon with a demon sword or something, and he's explaining on how great his sword is. The thing I like about it is that it was made by dwarves with autism. Then zooms in on him, so you know it's good. And I'm just like, you know, I can't fault it. I can't find a single flaw in his logic when he says that. I was about to say, is that person dead? One am missing, one am missing, one am missing. Oh, it appears that I am no longer on ammo. Nah. And I'm like, you know, if it's made with dwarves with autism, you know, if anything in the fantasy universe is made with dwarves with autism, you know it's going to be good. That's all I'm saying. Because already is it good enough when it's dwarves, but because they have autism, you know it's better. Someone's gonna be mad and be like, I can't believe you're insulting people like that. And it's like, how many people that are autistic that you know have a hyperfixation on something and are really good at it? That's the point. That's the point here. Actually, you know what? Hold on. I actually want to know, how do I make that thing specifically? Okay, I need one wooden log. Okay, so really all I need now is just... How many can I make? I can make one. I think I have more at home. So, I'd be able to make it. Oh, now I just need to find my way out. How many lockpicks do I got? Got one lockpick. Make it count. If not, we're going to be using our hammer. Okay, I guess we're using our hammer. Oh yeah, we're staying here for a while. You don't know, we're not. Let's just Well, I mainly came in here because I wanted to get because I wanted to see if there's any like medicine in here. Oh good. Really just here just to best viewers on streamblue.com. Yeah, I'm mostly here just to see if there's any like there's any like medicine, like more specifically. Oh, my cat's going crazy. Not going crazy, but starting to meow. Ocean friends. Yes, cat? I'm back. There we go. There. Oh, yeah, that's why I was here. Because I wanted to get more, wanted to get, leather. Leather? No. Not leather. Yeah, not right now. Huh. Yes? Oh. I was really hoping I'd find some medicine. You know, the good stuff. Like, I don't know, vitamins. I'm taking that. No, I'm still in need of health, so... Let me just sit here and wait for that, all of that to go up. One of the things that it's a small thing, all right. I want to make this very clear. It's a very small thing. But one of the things that kind of annoys me about when I feed my cats is that after that, no matter how careful I am, my hand will always smell like cat food. I will wash my hands, it's still gonna smell like cat food. So whenever I drink something, I have to drink. I'm already left-handed, so it's already fine. But it feels like that I have to do more work, even though I'm already drinking with my left hand. Sometimes I'll be drinking like with my right hand, and I'll smell the cat food. All right, that's it. Nope. Okay, we're going out the regular way. Okay, we're gonna make the forge, and then we're gonna end it, and then I'm gonna end the episode because, well, I'm gonna go take a shower, I'm gonna go for a walk, and come back. I'm gonna get ready for work because I have to work this morning. Which actually, you know what? I'm actually glad that I'm working this morning.
Afternoon. If you bring me a cold, my shop, my rules. You follow, or you fuck off.
I'm keeping this. Keeping that. Hmm.
Cha-ching! Thanks, buddy.
Okay, let's
Name's not important. Well, good luck. By the looks of it, you're gonna need it.
we can go back to the house. Once we make this forge, we're gonna have so much more. Bruh. We're gonna have so much more like things to be able to do. And are you kidding me? I don't have Oh yeah, and I should probably also make a water filter or a dew collector. Even just it by itself, that will be fine. Just a dew collector by itself would be fine. What's this? I'll take. Just a dew collector just by itself. How it is just by itself, that will be just fine. Because I do want to, Okay, let's do this. Okay. What would I need for a dew collector? 100 polymer. Haven't I been keeping polymer? No, I have not. I'm gonna put this in here. Am I able to make coffee, by the way? No, I am not. Forgot to take my medicine. Lately, for some reason, it's gotten really hard for me to take pills. I don't know why, but hey. Okay. Look, now we have made it. So now I'm able to make things. Make many things. How many does it take to make? Oh, yeah, that's right. I need to put clay in here. Yeah, you know that makes sense. That do be making sense. That does make a lot of sense. It makes a lot of sense. With all the gunpowder I'm currently saving up right now, by the time I make it so that I can make a bunch of by the time I make it so that way I can make sure I don't. Okay, well, you know, that's gonna be it for today. Let's read the chapter from the Bible. Psalms 125. Those who trust in the Lord are like Mount Zion, which cannot be shaken but endures forever. As the mountain surrounds Jerusalem, so the Lord surrounds his people, both now and forever. The scripture of the scepter of the wicked will not remain. No, specter of the wicked will not remain over the land allotted to the righteousness. For the righteous might use their hands to do evil. Do good, O Lord, to those who are good, to those who are upright in heart. But those who turn to crooked ways, the Lord will banish with the evildoers. Peace be upon Israel. That's Psalms 125. Thank you guys for watching. That's going to be it. I will see you guys later. Spread the word of the Lord. Please be kind to people, and you'd be surprised on how far kindness will go. Thank you guys for watching. That's going to be it. Share it with other people. Recommend it to other people. Join my Discord. Link is in the description. Join my Twitch. Link is also in the description. For people on Twitch, go join my YouTube. Link is on my page. And Discord should also be on my page. So thank you guys. Please bring more people. Trying to bring more people closer to God. I'll talk about him. You guys want me to talk more? You might want comments, because I found that I don't know why, but for some reason I just do not talk unless someone's talking to me. So thank you guys for staying here. That will be it.